What I'm going to be sharing in this video is a stitch I made up. Tell me, are you one of those people that enjoys trying new things, just playing with yarn and seeing what happens? I think you're going to love it. I sure hope so. I love things like diagonals. I like those sorts of things because they are forgiving, flatteringly figure forgiving, but also love half double crochets. They're like a quick reward. Because you work into part of a stitch, okay, and because of that, I really recommend some non-splitty. This, for instance, as well as this, those are both single ply. This one is a superwash wool. That's a wool blend. You enjoy. Start with our slip knot. And I am using a larger hook than I would normally use for this size of yarn. And going to do a foundation row instead of a foundation chain. That is always my preference if it works well. If it can be done, that's what I choose to do. So because the foundation row is going to be half double crochets, that means chain 2. That chain 2 will count as a stitch. Yarn over, pull through, oops, chain 1 for the base chain, pull through for the stitch. So now there are 2 stitches. Need an even number of stitches. Go through, 1 for the foundation and 1 for the stitch. That's 3, 4, and I'm going to do what? I'm going to do 12. 12, and there's a very good possibility I did not work those loosely enough, but it'll be okay for this sample because you want to keep all of your half double crochets quite loose. Chain 3, and now because that was the bottom, our yarn's coming out of here, turn it up and then turn your work counterclockwise. You want your chain being on the back side facing away from you. That's not a rule. I'm just showing you how I like to do my edges on this particular stitch. So that chain 3 is going to count as a stitch and a chain 1. So it will count as that. Skip 1, half double crochet, chain 1, 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 skip 1, half double crochet, and this one kind of leans to the back, no chain 1, and then going to work down into that first stitch of that chain. I want to go behind 2 bars of that chain. Oopsie. And it won't matter so much on this one. On subsequent rows, that chain, that beginning chain, we'll get a twist effect that's really kind of cool. Good night. Okay, just do a half double crochet. So remember, it ends with 2 half double crochets. No chain 1 in between. Chain 3. Turn counterclockwise. Going to skip this one. We work into the spaces. Okay, this is like our second setup row. And we're going to do a half double crochet in that first space. And chain 1. Now we're going to drop and do a long half double crochet down into this one on the row below. So grab our loop, pull up, chain 1, and then this is our next space. Going to do a half double crochet, chain 1. Now we're going to do another long or dropped half double crochet, pull it up, chain 1. I'm going to end with a half double crochet, no chain, and now we're going to work into the front under 2. See the loop of that first chain? We're going to work under the first 2 bars. We're going to the front bars of that half double crochet and make a half double crochet. Chain 3, turn counterclockwise, and this is our first real row. Okay, because this is a stitch and the chain, we're skipping, this is the stitch it matches, and the chain is skipping that. We're working into the spaces in between. Okay, now we have a regular half double crochet in the row below. So that means we're going to do a long stitch this time. Here's how you go through. You go through the middle of the front and the back of that half double crochet. Here's the middle of the front, and there is the middle of the back. And see the bar coming around here? I'm going to come right up through that little V. So yarn over, go through the front, and come out, oopsie, not there, right there. Grab your yarn, pull up, yarn over, finish the stitch. Chain 1. Now I'm going to do a half double crochet in the space because we know to do that because it's right over a stretched half double crochet. Chain 1. Now this space, it's a regular half double crochet, so we're going to do a long stitch into it. And then come out, pull up, yarn over, chain 1. This was a long one, so now it's a regular half double crochet. Chain 1. Because we just did a regular, because they're going to alternate. See, we started, our first one was long, regular, long, regular. That means we have long next. Going to go into the middle between those 2 bars, come out the middle, grab our yarn, pull it through, pull it up, finish the stitch, no chain on the last 2 stitches. Now our chain is a little bit twisted. Let me show you. The chain is twisted around that way. Yarn over, and what's often the easiest thing to do is use that hook. Grab those 2 bars and then go into them. Hook doesn't have to be used just for grabbing yarn, it can grab stitches too. Half double. Okay, we have our chain 3 going counterclockwise. Turned our work. Going to skip this because this is a stitch and a chain. Working with the next space. And that next space we see that it's a regular half double crochet below. So that means we're going to do a long stitch. Go into this, go through the middle, yarn and grab our yarn, pull up, yarn over, and chain 1. This was a long, see, this is the space. It was a long stitch below, so this is a regular half double crochet. Make sure you keep those half double crochets loose because, as you've seen, going through them can be tedious if you don't. So if this was regular, this is a long one. Go into it, come out the middle, and if you look on the side, this is my yarn over. That's what I just put on my hook. There's 2 bars. There's half of the stitch. If you look on the other side, you have 2 bars. So that means you have half of the stitch on each side of the hook. Grab your yarn, pull it through, pull up. Finish the half double crochet, chain 1. And now this was a long one, so this will just be a regular loose half double crochet. Chain 1. This is a short one, so we're going to put a long one in it. Come out the middle. Don't grab anything extra. Pull up a loop. Come through all 3. No chain 1 on the last 2 stitches. And now, see our chain 1's kind of twisting around. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab, let me show you what I mean. If you look on the back side, well, I guess you can see it better pulling it around. These two, and this is not rocket surgery, okay? So you just want to grab 2 bars, and we're pulling them around, and I'll show you why. I want to pull 2 bars. We want to go under 2 bars, and then do a half double crochet, and then chain 3. Get more yarn and turn counterclockwise. Now I'm going to show you the edge. Here's why I do that. See, it has like a rope effect. And the main thing is it's nice, it's straight and strong. There's no need, if you want to put a border on, it's easy enough to put a border on. But by going into that first chain of the turning chain of 3, if you go into that first chain down there and make sure you kind of do it such that there's not a hole created, it just gives a nice little rope effect. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You do it however you want to do it. Just wanted to share with you something that I like to do. And innovators tend to be lazy people. Oh, so did you love it? Isn't it fun? I am so grateful to so many people over the years that have created and collected stitches, and we're so fortunate. We have YouTube and all of these sharing capacities we never had before. Isn't this a fabulous, fabulous time to be alive? It's incredible how much information we can share. Okay, it's a long one below. Yarn over, do a half double crochet in the space, chain 1. It's a regular stitch, so we're going to put a long one in it. In the middle, out the middle, grab our yarn, pull up, finish the stitch, chain 1. Okay, this is the bonus that I've been alluding to. Went through the side. Down to the last 2 half double crochets. This is a long one. Pull it up and finish the stitch. Now the way I've started doing the edge on this one, which I like even better than the other edge, yarn over, go into the second chain of the turning chain, of the three chain turning chain. Go under 2, pull up a loop. Don't do anything with these. Go into the first chain. Go under 2. And again, I'm going to have to grab it and go around, but I want to go under 2 strands of that first chain, grab 1 loop. Now I'm going to yarn over, come through 2, yarn over, come through 3. I think that makes a very nice edge there. I'm really liking that. And then do the chain 3, same as before. Oh, by the way, this yarn is working up very nicely. And this is Lion Brand's Big Scoop. Big Scoop, I believe this is Butter Pecan. These are monstrous. What are they? How many ounces? How many grams are they? They are 10 ounces, 284 grams, and 1,117 yards. But this is the Butter Pecan colorway. I'd already, you may have seen in the background at one time or another the feather stitch afghan that I'm making with the, oh, I don't want to lie about the color, but anyway, it's yellow and gray and dark gray and white. And this is quite lovely too. And I really like it in the diagonal drop stitch. Oh, I so hope you've enjoyed all of this. Hope you enjoyed the diagonal drop stitch. Let me know. Keep safe. Keep entertained. Be kind. And remember, when you're being kind, we have to be kind to ourselves too. You are precious. Treat yourselves accordingly. Always be kind to you.